We have a major Browns-Bengals rumor from a Yahoo Sports article that suggests a trade involving a Cleveland Browns quarterback heading to Cincinnati. We'll talk about it, tell you what's in it. But first, make sure you subscribe to the Browns Report. I was looking at the stats, and 64% of our viewers are not subscribed. If that's you, go ahead, smash that subscribe button right now. Almost 36% of you are subscribed. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody that watches, but join the party. That's a big number that's not subbed. If you are subbed, comment woof woof. Go ahead and do that, and then comment woof woof if you're not, so I know who the real subscribers are in the comments. You guys know I like to read and reply comments when I can. Okay, some big news broke recently. If you've been living under a rock, here it is. Ian Rappaport had said that star quarterback Joe Burrow is feared to have suffered a grade 3 turf toe injury, one that would require surgery and put him out for at least 3 months. That means the Bengals are in the market for a quarterback. They've been looking for free agents. They're also calling up teams, trying to make trades, I would believe. And it's because their room is kind of empty without Burrow. I mean, Jake Browning, that's all you got. Who is going to step up for Cincinnati? They will have no success if they just leave Browning in there. I mean, you're going to need some help. What if Browning goes hurt? Then what do you do? I know they added a couple quarterbacks to the practice squad, but it seems like the Bengals will need to go out and get one of their own. So this is what Yahoo Sports proposed in their article. They said that the Browns would receive a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick next year, and the Cincinnati Bengals would get Shedeur Sanders. This was in the Yahoo's article, and I took a step back. I'm like, wow, we got to talk about this potential Shedeur Sanders trade to the Bengals. First of all, would the Bengals even start Shedeur Sanders if they traded for him? Because Browning looked pretty decent in their last game. Who's to say that Shedeur would actually get an opportunity in Cincinnati? I think this trade is good for everyone except the Browns. Like, I don't think it makes sense for Cleveland at all. And I would much rather they keep Shedeur on our depth chart and Gabriel so that we can finally evaluate the rookies. We don't even know which one's good. We don't know which one could be a quarterback of the future for Cleveland. We need to see them play for our team, not just immediately ship them out. You drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks, and I think it would actually end up being better for the Bengals, whether they play them or not, because now they'll get all the media attention. They'll get the jersey sales. They'll get the ticket sales. They'll get the Shedeur Sanders fans that are tuning in to the Browns only for Shedeur. That would all go to Cincinnati. Why help out our rival like that when this Burrow injury is going to affect the Bengals' performance? It'll lower them in the division standings throughout the year. Let's not make a trade to help out our foes, especially if Shedeur turns out to be worth the hype. Like, what if he is actually a good quarterback and we just gave him up to Cincinnati, our division rivals? We'd be clowned like the Browns already are in the media. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think we need to make a trade like this, and I wouldn't give up either of the rookies if we were going to make a deal. And don't deal with the devil, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm out on it. So, personally, I am not a fan, but I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Would you trade Shedeur Sanders to Cincinnati? Type Y for yes, type N for no in the comments right now. I want to know your opinion. Do we ship out Shedeur Sanders? I know he's a controversial player. A lot of people up on him, a lot of people down on him. You let me know what you think. Before we get into what I would actually do if I'm the Browns and Bengals making a deal, I want to tell you that this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. And honestly, I'm just so ready for football. It's back on Sundays, and all is right with the world. And I'm big into daily fantasy with PrizePicks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in, and PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you could still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I've got a lineup for this week. First of all, we've got Josh Allen, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. I think he walks across the goal line like he always does. And then I've got Joe Flacco in here twice. Less than 240.5 pass yards. Joe is getting a generous projection here. And then a not so generous one. How about more than half a rushing yard? I just need Flacco to get 1 rushing yard. He's done that both times in weeks 1 and 2. If you want to try and make some money, you can follow my lineup. But to do that, you've got to download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Let me just say, if I had to deal any of the Browns quarterbacks, I would give them Joe Flacco on a 1-year rental. He's on a 1-year deal right now. Flacco, free agent again coming up. Really doesn't mean anything to the Browns that much anymore besides using him in the first 5 weeks of the season. Like, it's clear Flacco's lost a step. He's not the same player he used to be years ago. He's not even the same player he was in 2023. We saw him regressed last year with the Colts, throwing lots of interceptions, not good games, and we just saw an awful Week 2 performance by the Browns offense against the Ravens. So clearly, he's been turning it over a lot and doesn't serve much of a purpose beyond the next few weeks for me in Cleveland. And I'd much rather let our rookie quarterbacks go out there and play. And you would get compensation for getting rid of Flacco. You get a couple draft picks. Well, probably one late one, if at all. I don't even know if Cincinnati would want to do this deal. But you could market it. Your marketing pitch is that Flacco's a starting quarterback in the NFL right now. He's the guy Cleveland has evaluated to be number 1. And he's ranked ahead of multiple quarterbacks in NFL power rankings in terms of starting quarterbacks. So you have that sales pitch to Cincinnati. Hey, we'll give you our starting quarterback. And I don't think he's serving much of a purpose right now for Cleveland going forward. Definitely not in the future. Dillon, Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders, though, absolutely could be serving purposes for the Browns. I want to see what we have in Gabriel, and then I want to see what we have in Shedeur after that. And if anything else, like I said, Shedeur is just bringing eyes to your team. He's bringing money to your team and fans as well. So if you had to pick a quarterback for the Browns to trade to the Bengals, which one would you go with? Type SS if you think Shedeur Sanders. Type JF if you think they could trade Joe Flacco. Man, Flacco would just be bouncing around the AFC North. Type DG if you think Dillon Gabriel. And if you say, no, we're not trading any of our quarterbacks, we're keeping all of them, type NO for no. I'm curious what you people think. For me, the reason I wouldn't trade Gabriel either is pretty simple. Cleveland evaluated Gabriel as the higher quarterback, the better prospect than Shedeur. That's according to their front office. A lot of experts, analysts, myself included, disagreed. But this is what the Cleveland Browns thought. That's why they drafted Gabriel in the 3rd round and saw Shedeur was still available in the 5th. They said, hey, let's go get him too. Clearly, they feel better about Gabriel, and that's why they have him 2nd on the depth chart going into the year and at the moment when they eventually have to move on from Flacco. We saw both quarterbacks get some time in preseason. Shedeur had a great debut against the Panthers. Not so much a great performance against the Rams in week 3 of preseason. But like I said, if that's Cleveland's opinion, that they think Gabriel is going to be better, then let's see it. Let's see what Cleveland's talking about. And then I want to see Shedeur afterwards so we can finally put that debate to bed. But let's let them both play for us, not let Flacco go out there and throw turnovers and just look at disgusting offensive performances. I'm done with that. I think he's the most expendable on our roster. So if I had to pick one, that's why I wouldn't pick Gabriel. That's why I wouldn't pick Shedeur. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Browns Report and hanging out with me here. What a crazy rumor and suggestion from Yahoo Sports that the Browns could be sending Shedeur to Cincinnati. Comment what you think about it down below and join the channel today if you're a diehard Browns fan just like me. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on the Browns Report.